Honorable Manyi.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, let me foreground my submission by saying that when Mr. Ramaphosa said ANC is corruption number one, is accused number one in corruption, that statement went unchallenged by the ANC itself and by the Integrity Commission of the ANC. So therefore, I'm sitting here, I'm taking it as a fact because it was never challenged. Now what we have the boss of a corrupt institution that must now sit and preside over a report by judges and so on. I'm nervous about that. I must just table that, Chair. That a person says, I'm running a corrupt institution, is number one accused. A boss of corruption is now at the apex of receiving a report by judicial officers. It's a worry for me. I mean, also himself is not totally clean. There's pala issues and so on, but that's not what I was saying. But I just thought I must just table that, Chair, which then means that the role of Parliament can be de-emphasized because we're dealing with rogueness at all levels. So therefore, the role of Parliament must be strong. And I want to respect some of the things that have been said by the legal people here, the doctrine of separation of powers. And I would, with all the excitement that could be around in this House, I would really appeal to members that I think let's stick to our knitting. We're an oversight body. Let's do the oversight. Let those that have got the active role do what they need to do as it were, so that we can keep to ours as a body that must do oversight. So I want to suggest, Chair, that there are two institutions, there are two processes that we must oversight. The one process that we must oversight is this judicial commission. This judicial, and I think before I go further, I think let's be clear, first and foremost, that some of the expectation by the market, by the public and all of that about the importance of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry might be misplaced. That excitement might be misplaced because fact of the matter is that a Judicial Commission of Inquiry, their findings and recommendations are not legally binding in the first instance. So I've never been excited about these commissions. They are not legally binding, and there could be a whole range of reasons for this, and that's not what we're here for. But bottom line is that we have people that are dying every day. We are investing time and energy on an institution that cannot find a person guilty or innocent, that cannot ascribe liability, but want to spend all the time on this body. I'm struggling to understand why we're doing this. But be that as it may, I'm suggesting that I'm going to make 5 suggestions. I'm suggesting that we oversight this body. And the legal opinion made 2 points around this, that we need to do 2 things, oversight and scrutinize. Part of what we must scrutinize are the terms of reference. So therefore, the first point in terms of oversighting this judicial body is to demand or request the terms of reference for this committee to scrutinize to see if this, because one of the things I got worried about when Mr. Ramaphosa was dealing with the terms of reference, he was going through all kinds of hairy-fairy stuff about the longevity of this and some long-term strategy about almost like how to rebuild a strong criminal justice system. Yes, that is important. But right now, we're in a state of emergency right now. We have 121 dockets that have been archived. We've got 51 political killings dockets that are not being acted upon. We've got an urgent issue right now. So we can't have That's why we therefore need those terms of reference scrutinized here to make sure that they are focused for a short-term delivery, as it were. So I'm saying, Chair, there are two things we must oversight. One is that judicial commission, but the other is a criminal investigation. I think we must be clear that this judicial inquiry does not suspend criminal investigation. General Mukwanas must continue with the criminal investigation, must arrest people that he must arrest. I think we must make it clear, Chair, that the fact that there is a judicial commission of inquiry, that does not insulate people from being arrested tomorrow. The point must be clear, that the fact that there is this inquiry is not an insulation that, okay, I'm on holiday now. No, there's no holiday. So I'm saying the committee must make it clear that the Mukwanas must arrest people tomorrow, the next day, and all of that. And we must supervise what Mukwanas is doing. As this committee must come here, give regular reports so that we can give him all the support he needs. And then, Chair, one other thing that got me worried in this process is that I think we are creating all kinds of technicalities for people to get away with murder in this thing. There's a dispensation that applies to politicians. Politicians are not governed by LRA, but there's a dispensation that applies to officials. Officials are LRA material. I get nervous when I just hear somebody overnight, absence of leave. I don't even know that terminology in the LRA space, but be that as it may, what we should advise is that officials that are not politicians must follow process proper. For instance, this General CB, as an example, who were told is on leave of absence, one would have preferred that there should first and foremost be a proper disciplinary process that is in place. You're given time to say, give me reasons why in the next 24 hours you cannot be put on precautionary suspension and all of that, all of the legal LRA processes, as it were, so that tomorrow we must not use this process as a procedural issue, and that would now all of a sudden become a technicality to absolve him, even on other things, as it were. So we want to encourage that how you deal, because there is a lot of officials that are involved here. There's a Mohotsi there, I don't even know where it fits in the scheme of things and all of that. All I'm saying is that let's just make sure that in this exuberance that is out there, proper processes are followed. And then, Chair, I want to propose as well that I think we should also have a multi-party parliamentary oversight to protect witnesses. This whole case will turn on the protection of witnesses, something that South Africa is terrible at. People are going to die in this process. We don't want another Babita situation. So what is it? There has to be a very clear pronouncement about how to protect the witnesses. And I don't hear what's happening on that space, Chair. And the last point, Chairperson, is that in terms of resources, I think there must be a pronouncement that is made that the criminal investigation must be properly resourced. And what's going to happen now, we're going to have some kind of, I'm sure, special appropriations process to resource this judicial inquiry with findings that are not legally binding. We're going to put all the money there. And then when Mkwanas wants money to get all kinds of gadgets and all kinds of specialization, all kinds of support on something that must happen and must arrest people, and then he hasn't got the resources. So I'm saying, Chair, can we ensure that the issues of resources, particularly for criminal investigation, is a box that we must tick? Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable